Hello, this is Megan.
And this is Mark.
Welcome to our 14th video journal of Avengers Campus construction at Disney California Adventure. Today is January 17th, 2020.
First of all, if we look at the Spider-Man show building, we can see that the scaffolding that was around the crane has been removed. Now we have a great view of the final look of the crane. It appears that all the set pieces for the crane have been installed. And this part here is some of the pieces that we saw added on January 6th. Here's a flashback of the pieces being installed. Back in May 2019, the framework for this crane was put up. And here's a picture of the framework from May. As talked about in our first video, there are different things written on the beams. The Worldwide Engineering Brigade logo is there, and next to it is WEB, standing for Worldwide Engineering Brigade. Also notice various people signed the beam. Some of them are Imagineers, such as Brett Strong, who is the Executive Creative Director of Walt Disney Imagineering. And here's Scott Drake, who is the Executive Creative Director that oversaw the construction of Tomorrowland in Shanghai. On the back end of the beam, we can see that Imagineers Kathy Wu and Rita Helms signed it as well. Electricians and ironworkers signed the beam also. Now I'll dissolve the picture back to what it looks like today. Next, we'll look at the Avengers headquarters building. More purple sheathing has been added to the walls, and workers are in the process of putting up more scaffolding. Now if we look to the right of the picture, stacks of metal studs have been brought in, and these are ready to be installed on the side walls of the backstage building. And here's a view of the studs from the ground level.
Today's January 18th, 2020.
As you can see, exterior panels are being added to the side of the Spider-Man show building. To me, this is very exciting because they're installing the final look of the building. And here's what the area looks like on the concept art. Measurements are being done to make sure it's in the right position. Now it's being attached to the building. The worker on the right is using a level to verify that the panel is properly aligned. They're continuing to attach it to the wall. And what's kind of cool, while Megan and I were filming here, Fresh Baked happened to see us and came up to us. And they were there to observe the construction as well. And if you haven't heard of Fresh Baked, they're a YouTube channel that also follows the construction. Not only do they cover the construction, but they also have a lot of different types of Disney programming. They're fun to watch, and they do a great job. It always brightens our day when we see them in the parks. We definitely recommend their channel. They're great guys. Now another panel is being brought into position. Notice that the worker on the left is putting a spacer between the panels. This will make sure that the proper distance between the panels is achieved. If we look at the concept art, we can see the gaps between the panels. More than likely, the space that the workers are leaving between the panels is for these gaps. A hole is being drilled to attach the panel. Now the worker is fastening it into place. Notice that a worker is holding a circular item with a handle on it. This is a suction cup lifter. Suction cup lifters follow the same principle as the suction cup, maintaining a vacuum between a surface that is being lifted. Since the panel is securely in position, a worker pushes a release valve lever on the lifter. This releases the vacuum so it can be removed. We'll continue watching them for a little bit to see more of the panels being installed. Notice that a space is being left in this section as well, for one of the gaps. Panels for this side of the building are being put in place as well. Here's one being lifted to be put in place. Now they're rotating it to have it face the correct way. Notice that they're using a suction cup lifter over here as well. This will make it easier to put the panel in position. The panel is being attached into place. Another panel is being installed. And it's being fastened into place. Next, we'll come back to the Spider-Man show building in the evening. We have a good view through the windows of the show building. We can see the development of some of the internal walls of the building. It is definitely coming along. It is looking nice. Well, that's a taste of things to come.
We can't wait to see what they build next.